Good morning everyone, welcome back to David at Go To Hobbies. Right, something different for a change. Now, normally I waffle on about this, that and the other, but I thought we'll have a talk about me for a change. Moi. Yeah? When was the last time I actually talked about me? Don't know. Anyway, little thing that you don't know about me. I used to do a lot of photography and I used to go to airports photographing aircraft. I really enjoyed it. Very relaxing, a great hobby to be in. But I'm now employed full time and I find I'm having less and less time to do my photography. There's a couple of reasons why I'm not doing it. One, because at the moment the weather's absolutely atrocious and you can do it, but all your gear's going to get soaking wet. So I thought to myself, bear with me for a second. Sorry about that. I just thought I'd put the light on. Might make me a bit so not in the dark. So anyway, long story cut short. So the weather's not been brilliant, and I've had a lot of things going on in the background. Namely, doing a YouTube channel or YouTube channels. Because I wanted to do something that I could do at home which didn't involve getting soaking wet, and I can do it in my spare time. So I decided to make a YouTube channel, and I've made roughly nearly 900 videos in a space of about 4 months. That's a lot of videos. That is a hell of a lot of videos. But I enjoy it, and it's very, very therapeutic. Why do I say this? Because when you're making a video, whatever your subject of interest, say music for example, I use a company that I download the videos from, the music from, and then I compile the videos into an album. Excuse me. And I edit it, put a video to it or an image to it, and I make videos on meditation, calming, healing, relaxing, stress, all to help people relax and sleep as well. So that's a great way to go. But the other thing with photography is something I want to mention about Adobe. I got wind of what Adobe was doing with Clause 4. So basically what I found out and what I assume is that they can use your information without your permission to do what they like. And I thought, no. So I decided to terminate my contract with Adobe. That is Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Lightroom, Cloud and all that. Why? Because my information and my photography images belong to me. I own the copyright. But when Adobe put it into their clause that they become the ownership or something similar to that, so namely taking the ownership away from me and giving it to them so they can do what they like, I thought, no, I am not having this. So I terminated the contract, and I'm glad I did, because it saved me some money. Then I could afford to subscribe to this music website, so I can download the music, all the different tunes I like. And I thought the other day I will look for some more music so I can broaden my horizon and look for more tunes. So I signed up with another one, and I thought, it's totally unorganised. I thought, I paid, was it $66, I think, was it £66 or $66 for a year subscription to a well-known music software online company where you could download the tunes and so on and so forth. But I decided to use, I kept with Emidemic Sound, I think that's how you say it, which are well organised, and they got a fantastic selection of tunes. There's always more tunes coming up, and it's very well categorised. Whereas this other company, I thought, I liked what I saw, and then I started downloading. I thought to go to download some tunes, and I was looking through the albums and listening to the music, and it was awful, absolutely awful, unorganised, putting different artists here, there, and everywhere. The tunes were all hickledy-pickledy, and I thought, and I must have searched, I don't know, 500 different albums or tunes, and I found about 3. Well, I went to Epidemic Sounds. I might be butchering the wording, and it was all organised. And I go to a section, and I virtually can download every single track to what I want. That is fantastic. That means they have got the music that I want. All right. So that's that. But going back to Adobe and my hobby of photography, I've decided to sell my camera gear because I need the money, and I had a poorly dog with a UTI infection, and poor little thing, she had a high temperature, and she wasn't eating, she was getting very skinny, and I was getting very, very worried. So I thought, I need to find the money to pay for the vet bill. And I don't regret doing what I did, running out a bill, but I was determined to pay the vets for their services. And I'm not one of those persons where, you say one thing, do another. In other words, become a hypocrite. I'm not like that. So I thought to myself, get her treated, get her better. So she had a course of antibiotics, and she had some paracetamol liquid, and she had blood tests, had scans, she had intravenous fluids, and it worked. £800 later, out of pocket, but I don't regret it. I don't regret it 1 minute to try and help the dog, and I'll do it again without a blink of an eye and no hesitation or doubt. So I sold some of my property, namely something I had. I decided to sell. I'm not going to disclose it on here because I don't want any comebacks. And I thought, get rid of it, and then I can pay for the vet bill. And I'll make another video about what I sold, and then you'll understand a bit more about it, and companies you should not use. And I'll give you some heads up. They might say one thing when they buy your vehicle, and when they come and look at it, they bait you down. And they said to me, get your vehicle running, we'll give you X amount. Did they? No. But the point was, I know we're sort of here, there and everywhere, pickledy with this video, but it gives you a sort of background to what's going on in my life, and give you a little glimpse of what's happening. So needless to say, I sold some of my property, and obviously by them buying it, or was going to buy it, they said one thing and then done another. So they offered me, get the vehicle, oh yeah, well, you know now, don't you? Get a vehicle running, right? And we'll give you X amount. and I got the vehicle running. They test drove it. They didn't test drive it. They ragged the arse off of it. Absolutely ragged it. And it was not a case of, we'll test this vehicle, see if it runs alright. It was a case of, can we destroy this client's vehicle? Can we blow the engine up? And the absolute B that test drove it left it smoking like a chimney when he finished with it. I said, I hope you ain't effed it up, the engine up. And I was fuming. And long story cut short, I sent the company an email telling them what I thought. And they, next day, they rung me up and said, can we still buy your van? I said, no. Long story cut short, they offered me £150. I said, no, I'm out of pocket by £250 because I sold it to someone else, right? But the point was, they say one thing and do another. The totally dishonest companies that trade out there, and when they buy something, they'll say this and they'll do that. You're better off not going with them. You're better off going to someone that's actually in the vehicle trade. That way, you get a better service, and that's what I did. But this company that I sold this vehicle to, he said to me, I said to him that I'm out of pocket at £250 because of your company and your driver's actions. And I said to him, I want the £250, and he agreed. So I got £250, and that was what was agreed. So that was an email that helped me out because of their stupidity and their stupid actions. But that's the sort of companies you're dealing with out there. They're not interested in you. They just want to buy the van, rag it, try and destroy it, and get your price baited down so you can actually have a destroyed van or car or vehicle or bike or whatever it might be. So just be wary of when you sell a vehicle. So that's that. And obviously, because the poorly dog, the money I got for it, I paid for the vet bill. Now, other things that's been going on in my life is that a couple of years ago, I can talk about it now. I was going on holiday with my wife, and we had some dogs in the back of the vehicle, and we're driving up the A1M, heading towards heading north, and we're just by Reed Baldoyle's place on the A1M, and all of a sudden my wife sort of just dozed off to sleep. Got the doggies on the bed in the back of the car, strapped in, and all of a sudden, bang! From up the back. I thought, what the effing hell was that? I looked in my mirror, and the caravan I'm towing is sheared off the tow bar, hit the rear of the car, right? It's put the brakes on the caravan. The caravan went airborne. When it landed, it done a 180 and thankfully dived into the bushes in the near side. Luckily, it didn't go across the carriageway. It could have killed someone or people. And the person that done this didn't stop. He was an absolute B. And I've got his registration number on my dash cam, and the police caught up with him. Long story short, it was a driver that did this to me and had no thought or care about anyone else apart from himself. What a selfish bee that he was. And the force of the impact of his Range Rover hitting my vehicle, it was fixed on, the tow bar was fixed on with M12 bolts. An M12 bolt has got a 12-ton shear force, right? Probably a little bit more if you're shearing it sideways off, right? and I had 4 bolts on that. That is 48 tons shear force, right? He snapped all the bolts off. So it was an excessive force of 48 tons of shearing the caravan off its tow bar from the mountains. The tow bar on the back of the car is still there, but the ball hitch, which was attached to, it was a detachable one, and it literally sheared the mountains off. Oh my god, it was bad. And I managed to control the vehicle and pull over safely. Luckily, the police officer that was stopped with someone else, which I witnessed further, had caught this action in his camera, his rear view camera of his car. He also heard it, and the bloke he was about to do got off. Lucky for him. So he's booted it down south, come off at the next junction, come back up. He was there in a matter of a minute or two after the accident happened. I can't, you know what, when everyone says poo-poo about the police, no, they are good lads and girls. I mean, they have to deal with this sort of thing every single day of their lives. But, you know what, I think it was North Yorkshire Police that dealt with me that day, and I can't thank them enough. What a nice people they are. They're just the same as me and you. Yeah, if you do something wrong, you deserve what you get. I have no hesitation about saying that. But the officer that dealt with me, the other officer, there was 2 traffic officers, and they downloaded my dash cam footage. They got the registration. They took a screenshot of the vehicle, gave that to me with his name and address and everything, so I could give that to the insurance company. And then that's another story about the insurance company. But I'll tell you now, we'll make another video about that. But to sum this up, I've been to hell and back in the last year and a half, where your life gets turned upside down and you think, what more can you go through? I'll tell you what, this is what you don't see. All you see is someone making YouTube videos, and you think, oh, this is nice, that's nice, oh, I don't like that. But you don't know the person behind it. That's me. My name's David, and I run David at Go To Hobbies. So you're getting a bit of insight into my life. And I don't mind telling you, because at the end of the day, I'm the type of person, I'm an open and honest person, and I try to do the best for everyone else and try to look after everyone. Because my job as HGV driver involves a lot of mental stress and emotion. And when you're driving a truck, it's not easy, because you've got to only deal with your emotions. You've got to think for what other people are doing before they do it, and try to make a correct judgment. Most of the time it works. I'd say 99.9% I know what people are going to do before they do it, because I'm very experienced at it. I'm not blowing smoke up my own arse, I'm just telling you the truth. When you've been driving trucks 40 years, you get a little bit of insight. So going back to what I'm saying with this accident and stuff and what's gone on in my life, it's been horrendous, literally horrendous. And you think to yourself, what more can you go through, right? I've had to have a dog put to sleep, right, because it had a liver shunt. That, I can tell you now, broke my heart. And normally when I talk about this, I'm in tears by now. But bless his little cotton socks, he's gone to heaven, he's with God, and he's ascended to heaven. Someone told me that, and I'm very grateful to that YouTuber that mentioned that to me, because they're into spirituality and stuff like that. Whether you believe it or not, that's up to you. I'm just telling you what I was told, and I believe what he's told me, or they told me. But Other things went on in my life. Scottish Power, because I was unemployed, and they were hounding me for money and harassing me for money, and I was unemployed, and the bill was mounting up. So they was messaging me, then they started phoning me. On this occasion, they phoned me on a Thursday, and then they phoned me back on the Friday. On the Friday, because they were pressurising me so much, they made me feel suicidal and really upset me. I had my daughter in the car with me, right? She knew how they made me feel because she witnessed it. And that is the type of company you're dealing with, Scottish Power. They're absolute bees. They don't care about you, they don't care about me. All they're interested in is getting their money. And when they was investigated by the BBC, which they were, look it up, do a little bit of research and look up Scottish Power investigated by the BBC, and you'll see what they said they would do to change the situation. But did they do it? Not in a cat and mouse chance. They weren't interested in, they were just saying it to palm people off. So they are the most despicable, dishonest, disloyal and horrible company to deal with. Right? And I still stick to those words. And if they come at me again for it, I'll tell them the truth. That's how they made me feel. They made me feel absolutely terrible and made me feel very upset and depressed. But needless to say, I tried to do some good out of this, and that make them aware of what they were doing, showing them the mistakes, but only time will tell with these type of businesses. And they're not even a British company. It says Scottish Power. They're not actually owned by the Scottish. They're not even owned by the British. It's some foreign entity, holding company, that actually owns it. You do your research and look at the water board. The water companies, electricity companies, yeah? Energy companies, gas, electricity, they're all the same. All these big holding companies making huge amounts of profit for the clientele. But the other point I'm trying to make to you is never judge a book by its cover. So you've had an insight into me, right, about my life. So what I'm saying to you is this. I make videos because I like doing it. I make videos because, one, it's a way of spending my time doing something I like to help other people. Sometimes people will say, I don't like your videos, or you don't know what you're talking about. Well, if I don't know what I'm talking about, I wouldn't be making them, would I? But at the end of the day, I want to make videos that people will like, whether it be music videos or video like this, so you get to know me a little bit better and understand why I do things. So hopefully this video has been a bit of a enlightening video for you, because in my life I've been to hell and back, and it's not always plain sailing. You'll see someone making a video about, say, the M1 and the tailgating idiots, and you get someone saying he doesn't know what he's talking about. I had a comment on YouTube, and it put up something like, "Why are you putting vehicle numbers up, you melt?" I thought, that's insulting, because if someone's going to make a comment like that, they have no respect. You can, instead of being polite about something and asking someone a civil question, no, they ask a question and then insult you. So I replied to them, and what I put is basically, because it informs people and makes people aware that people are doing something wrong. In other words, tailgating is a criminal offence. And I said, by calling me a melt, that's an insult. So I pointed that out in the comment I replied to him, and I think YouTube removed it. And give YouTube their due. You know, they do monitor people's channels for the good. So if you're doing something wrong, hopefully you get corrected. But if you're doing something right, hopefully they'll do things better. But I will talk to you about YouTube in another video as well. So hopefully you'll understand a bit more about my life in that video and what I'm trying to do and why I'm doing it and so on and so forth. So hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's been a bit longer than probably anticipated, but it gives you a few bits of insight into my life and what I do and why I do it, and a little bit about me. So hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care everyone, and please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, because it always helps the channel to grow and helps me and the video to be put out to other people that are interested. So thank you very much. Take care all. See you soon. Bye bye.